the total capacity. So now what we need to do is go and grab some portable apps to actually populate this. But before I do that, let's take a look at the folder where this is installed so you can see how it's made up. And let me make sure I'm going to enable showing hidden files and folders in case there are any. You can see them right off the bat. You'll see here normally this would be the root drive of your thumb drive, the root directory of your thumb drive. Right here you have an autorun.inf file. If you connect your thumb drive to a Windows computer that has autorun enabled, it's going to look for a file that's named exactly like this. And if you open that up, it'll open in Notepad, and it's basically telling the autorun process to open the application named startportableapps.exe, which is this one right here in the root directory. If it was in a subdirectory, you would name the subdirectory here, / and then the name of the location. Everything is using relative links. In other words, you wouldn't have to put the drive letter of the drive here. You would just start with the top directory name where the INF file is, which is the root of the drive. Action is what you want it to do to actually start that application. That's the name. Actually, this is what shows up in the when you connect a thumb drive and you have autorun enabled. There's a dialog that comes up with a list of options. One of them is going to say startportableapps.com. When you click it, it'll actually do this here. Open that app. This tells it what icon to use for the drive and what label. This, if it was an actual thumb drive and it was mounted in your My Computer window, it would use the icon that's embedded in the exe file, which is this icon right here. And the label for the drive would be portableapps.com. So that's the purpose of that file right there. Over here is the documents folder, which has these subfolders: music, picture, and video. Those are the folders that are linked to from the menu. And then here is where all the apps are stored. It's just named Portable Apps. And if you go in there, there's a subfolder called portableapps.com. This is everything that the menu itself needs in order to run. This is the actual menu right here, and your files necessary for doing the backup and restoring your backups. That's the backup feature that we saw in the menu. And these folders basically just have items in them that these things need. So you'll see here, this is what it needs in order to do the backup, to compress it. If you go in here, these are just some settings for the menu. And this is a good example of how a portable app works. When the menu runs, normally when you're running a program installed on your computer, all of its configuration settings, your personal settings, things like that are stored in the system registry, the Windows system registry, using registry keys or entries. A portable app is designed instead to look at a particular directory, usually within the own programs folder, in this case somewhere on your thumb drive, that uses a file similar to this. This is an INI file. It's a system file, and this here tells you what it does, display options. This is where the menu stores whether or not to use large fonts, hide the desktop icon, what language to use, its position on the screen when you click it, and other information that it may need in order to run. So rather than referring to your system registry, it looks to this file instead to know how to display the menu. Now, since you're going to be running this off of a thumb drive over USB, naturally you can't expect a portable app to be as fast as one locally installed on your computer, but for the most part it's really a non-issue unless you're doing something like video editing or something like that, which I really don't recommend for a portable app anyway. There are some portable apps out there for video editing, but I just don't understand that one. Audacity, however, works great as a portable app off of a thumb drive, even on an old 1.1 USB port. So audio is not that big a deal. So anyway, that's the makeup of the directory structure that it'll use. While I'm at it, I'm gonna go back and change that back. Okay, so Now we've got the menu installed. Now we need to get some apps. So we're going to go back to our browser, go back to PortableApps.com. And the first one I'm going to do, just need to pick an app here. We'll go with one that's small and simple. Notepad++ Portable is an alternative to Notepad in Windows. Anybody that's done any web editing or any kind of scripting like that knows their way around Notepad like nobody's business. It's a good place to go in and write all your scripts or your HTML code for a website. Notepad++ is more than just a simple text editor. It's designed to handle scripting and all of that. So it's a good alternative. Now I'm going to go into that. And again, it'll first take you to a kind of summary, gives you a screenshot, tells you everything that you will need to know, what kind of syntax, scripting syntax that it supports. And even gives you the version number there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit download. And again, I usually never choose the run option. So after I click this, it'll give me the choice. And another thing you'll notice here, after you've installed the menu is just a exe file. Every other app that you download from PortableApps is going to have this weird file extension at the end. Instead of just .exe, it's .paf.exe. PAF stands for Portable Apps Format. And basically, you can still run this as a normal installation file. You can double click it, you can tell it where to install, just like we did the menu. It'll install, the program will work. The difference with this PAF is there's some extra files in there that you'll see in a minute. When the menu comes up, you can actually have the menu go, you tell it where this file is, and it will handle the installation for you. It's a pretty good feature. So we're going to hit save, and again, I'm going to use the desktop. That's a pretty small app, so it downloaded pretty quick. And here it is. So instead of double clicking on it here and telling it where I want it to install, I'm just going to open the menu, go to options, and hit install a new app. From here, make sure I'm on the desktop, select the paf.exe file, and hit open. And now it's going to launch the installer and actually perform the installation. I have to give it permission from Windows to run. Oh, ran into an error here. More than likely that's just a corrupted download, so let me download it again. Go back to here. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me go a different route. I'll go to the direct link. Again, save that to the desktop. And that should be a good download. It took a little longer than the other one, so it tells me there's more. There was some data missing on the first one, more than likely. Okay, so we'll minimize the browser. And again, we're going to go to the menu, hit options, install a new app, and then we're going to select the paf.exe file and hit open. Tell Windows to give it permission to run. And here's the installer. I'm going to hit next. It's automatically going to populate the appropriate location. That's the menu app doing that. So I can just hit install, and again, if we see the details, you'll see all it's doing is extract. This one's using XML files and DLL files to store all the settings. You see all it's doing is extracting all these files. Basically takes the entire program, which is already set up ready to go, and compresses it into a file. So really all the installation has to do is extract it and put it in the right place. So now it's completed. Now hit finish. And you'll notice on the menu now we have Notepad++ Portable listed. and it gives you this nice balloon as well.